Hey everybody, Bobby Moore here. Welcome to my daily chat, and today I want to talk about something about connection. I always like to talk about connection and how we relate to one another and how we engage and things like that. So that's something that's really important to me. And I'm doing a daily video to just share my thoughts. You're welcome to share your thoughts and ideas below, comment below, and that's totally fine. So I guess now, it's been 3 days since the election, and, one of the things I want to talk about is, again, the ongoing theme of politics, because people are clearly engaging in political discussions. There's always going to be transition, there's always going to be grieving, there's always going to be celebrating and things like that. And, one of the things that I noticed was that I think it's normal when a group wins. So whether Hillary won or Trump won or other election someone wins, the people who win will say, "Hey, I'm so happy, I'm so excited, that's wonderful." And so people do that, and that's great. And if someone does do that, then you know what? All power to them. They should celebrate. And one of the worst things you can do is go on to that gratitude and celebratory kind of post, say, "Yeah, well, you know what? This sucks," and blah blah blah. That actually is really kind of petty and full of anger, and you shouldn't really do that kind of stuff. Similarly, I think that if you now it's different. It's different. I think when they lose, I think that if someone lost, so let's say Trump lost, I'm sure Trump voters would be saying, really really upsetting things about how they're feeling. Absolutely, and same with Hillary voters. They're saying things that upset them. Or hey, even if you're a Jill Stein supporter and you're like, you can't believe she only got 1% of the vote, I mean, you may be lamenting, "Oh my gosh, it's so bad." But that's where it's important for us to try a little tenderness. Okay, so when people are, in politics, particularly this type of election, it went beyond politics. It talked about ideals and values and philosophies, not just economics. It talked about how we want to be as people, and so I think that's why it's certainly there was more at stake than that. And I think from both sides, people felt the need to feel heard. There was disenfranchisement. They felt really bad about a lot of things. So that's why it was very difficult for people to manage this. Even during the election, it became very bitter, a lot of emotions, a lot of anger, and that's normal. But again, got to try a little tenderness, because what I'm finding is happening is that those who are expressing feelings of sadness and grieving and mourning for what has happened post-election, there are people commenting on it not in a kind of a petty way or in a not so nice way, kind of like a "ha, we won," and it's like, that's not really the best thing. Try a little tenderness. Say, the best. I mean, if you really, because what's happening is these people are expressing, they're still expressing divisive, hateful rhetoric by going on people's pages and going like kind of like ha ha ha, like Nelson from Facebook. Ultimately, the number one thing is it goes back to empathy, right? Empathy. No matter what when someone posts an opinion about how they feel, empathy is the first thing you should do, which is, and ask yourself the question, which is, do I understand how this person's feeling, and do I understand why they're feeling this way? And ask those two questions first, and then you can certainly engage. You could say, "Sorry it didn't work out for you, although I'm happy for what worked out for what I wanted," but, or don't even say that, just say, "Sorry it didn't work out for you. I can understand that it's upsetting to lose." Like things like that. That's really the best way to go when it comes to creating that kind of that engagement. So people need tenderness. People are grieving. Like someone had said the other day. So I was posting a little bit about I posted some stats, data. I also talked about my opinions, and someone got on my case about my opinion, even though it's a legitimate, authentic opinion. It's how I feel. But it's more like, get over yourself. Well, I'm allowed to express how I feel. And just as much as you do, if you want to express how you feel, that's fine. You decide to come on my wall and tell me how I should feel. That is actually, again, not tenderness. It's not empathy. You're not understanding how I or other people are feeling. So it's really important for you to try a little tenderness, to exercise empathy, to understand how people are feeling, and allow them a chance to feel and express and grieve. Now, if they get into a discussion about specific details or policies or issues, then yeah, by all means you can have a discussion. But when someone posts something about, "I'm feeling really sad about such and such," that's not really the time for you to get into some sort of debate about, to about their feelings. Well, your feelings are not validated. That's really, again, not tender. It's not empathetic. So I just want to make sure that I'm trying to throw that out there because tenderness is something we all need. People are grieving, they're upset, and rightly so. And my hope would be that had the opposite happen, and Hillary won, and Trump voters were really, really upset and disillusioned and angry, the people who support Hillary would, again, they certainly would normally say, "Hey, Hillary's great, I'm so excited." But for the people who lost, sorry, it didn't work out. And of course we know that someone would say, "Well, you know what? See you later, racist, sexist, whatever." They would do that. I know that, but they shouldn't. I think that the truth is the rise of Trump came from a fear and came from a lot of things. Whatever these people are feeling, and even if they're feeling things that you deem morally, socially wrong, we still have to understand, take the time to understand how they're feeling and why they're feeling. And if we do that, we're more likely to build bridges. Right? And again, if you like what you're hearing, share ideas below, share your comments. I want to hear what you hear. Like, share, love, heart, but share your comments below. I want to hear what you guys think about this. I mean, have people been not so tender with your posts because of stuff that you're lamenting or you're grieving or feeling sad? What happened? Because I'm curious, because I posted a few and several people, mostly friends of friends for the most part, said, kind of nasty things. And it's like, or out of context nasty things. I'm like, and it's not the time or place to do that. And I tried to point that out, and there was one particular one that it went really long. And of course, I always keep track of all these things, and she was just very hateful. And then I tried telling her to be more respectful. She couldn't do it. Then she blocked me, and then she sent me a private note saying, "You're a fool, Trump rules," or whatever. And that, I mean, and again, that's the type of behavior you shouldn't do. And again, it doesn't matter what situation you're in. It's more important for you to. There's a grace in losing. There's a grace in winning. And at the same time, I understand when people are really upset and they want to yell. I think it's okay to do that. I mean, I think either side would have done that. They would have expressed a lot of anger. Part of the processing, part of the whole emotional processing the process to resolve your emotions is to express how you feel. And so anger and denial and hurt, these are all valid things to express. Now, I was more expressing sadness and disappointment, but again, whatever you're trying to express is okay to say those things and to talk about those things. And even more so, it's important for you, if you're going to if you choose to go to someone else's Facebook profile and respond on their personal page, to respond with kindness, with empathy, with love and support, as opposed to trying to antagonize them. So today, it's been 3 days. You're like, well, when are you going to move on? Well, no, I think it's fair to let people express how they're feeling. Some people get over it more than others. I know from a grieving process, some people get over a death in the family in a couple of days. Other people take weeks or months. I think this one, because it's so internalized in terms of our values and our beliefs and our lifestyle and what we see in terms of our future, it's going to take a while for some people. I'll admit I'm a little bit sad and I'm processing it. And so sometimes when the antagonistic people post on my Facebook page, I kind of like, you know what? I don't want to engage. I'm tired of engaging. Although what keeps me going is that I get individual private message people saying, "Hey, keep engaging. You're doing really great. You're inspiring me to, consider just to focus on love and gratitude and just trying to engage people in a thoughtful, mindful way." But if you want to heal the divide and bridge things, if Hillary won, she would have to bridge the healing. If Trump's winning, he has to bridge the healing. You have to use empathy. You have to try a little tenderness. You have to make the effort to really understand how people are feeling, and use that time, whether you're individuals on Facebook or on Twitter, or whether you're actually leaders and politicians in business and the world. So hope that makes sense to you. Hope you found this enjoyable. I'll be here every day on weekdays, just sharing my thoughts, and I'd love to hear your comments below. So comment below, let me know what you think about the idea of trial of tenderness. It also makes you think about the fact that today in Canada is Remembrance Day. I guess there's Veterans Day in the U.S., and another reason why it also is very still emotional is that when you think about what our founding fathers and people fought for and died for in wars is for freedom and justice, but values of equality and diversity and support and love and being able to be who you are, A lot of people are feeling those things, some of those aspects are being trounced upon, and so that's why they're feeling really, really sad. So again, understand that, show a little tenderness, show some empathy, and it's going to be much better in terms of having better discussions, better growth, and better moving on together as a group. So hope you found this helpful. Wish you guys all the best. Talk soon.